Chris and I changed spots today from what we did 3 weeks ago. My team really did some good things. I know that he was probably disappointed with some of the things his club did, just like I was in Chapel Hill. But, you know, in the first half, we made some shots, 48.6. We made some good shots out there. Cam was 4 for 4. I had to take him out because he was in foul trouble. And we know that good teams are going to make a run, and they cut it from 18 down to 9. And we got a couple of good baskets during that time. Kobe drove one to the basket and got fouled on the, I don't think he made the free throw, but we were able to make enough to keep it going. They made another run back at us again. Kenny made a big three for us at that point. Luke also made a big three, and we went brain dead for a little while, but for about a minute there. Cam turned it over and then fouled a three-point shooter, and it's, you know, for us to be as good as we want to be, we can't make those kind of mistakes. But, you know, rebounding 49 to 32, I've always thought that was really big, but probably the most important factor of the game is we only had 2 turnovers in the whole second half. And I knew that they would come back at us, and we only turned it over twice. But 4 guys in double figures, you like that, and 2 turnovers in the second half, and the rebound margin was probably the game.
You said
Roy, your defense today, as compared to the last time we all played, much different and seemed to be much better. Would you talk about that and what you did different? Just effort, or what was it?
I think it was effort. The last time when defense for them was that what you build around your yard. It's about the only thing we thought of the defensive end of the floor. But they made shots last time. They made some tough shots too. We didn't guard them worth a darn. We guarded them a little better. In the first half, I thought our defense was good. Second half, I didn't think it was nearly as good. But we worked hard since then, and I think I've got a competitive group that got their tails beat as bad as they can be beaten. And I think they bounced back and were more aware and had greater effort to use their brain and their heart both. But we were much better in every phase of the game, and Louisville was probably not as good.
Roy, what during the streak? What's been?
Is your last name Young?
No, sir.
Okay, I was wondering, you're asking every question. I thought you owned the damn building. That's pretty good.
I'm going to give this up here. I'll let some other people.
Hey, I can laugh now. I didn't laugh at anybody when we got our butts beat. Chapel Hill. Go ahead.
What have you done better for your team during this streak that you're on now?
Well, Louisville slapped us right in the face. I mean, in our own building, just slapped us right in the face in every phase of the game. I watched the entire tape on Thursday night. I watched the entire tape again yesterday. They got an opportunity to see a lot of it the day or two after we played them, and then they got to see a lot of it this week. But I think we've gotten a little better defensively. In the first half, I thought we were really good defensively in the first half. Second, Cunningham broke us down driving the ball to the basket, and I think he had a bunch of assists too. Yeah, he has 15 points, 9 assists, only 1 turnover. So he kept finding guys. Sutton, I think, made 3 threes in a row. So we weren't as good defensively, but I do think we've gotten better defensively. It would probably be the one thing I would say.
What was the game plan on Wara, and how did you defend him?
Well, he's really good. Only, you know, it's not any game plan. It's, you know, you tell them what you want to do, and then they have to do it. But at our place, we put Luke on him to start with, just because of the matchups. And today we put Kenny Williams on him. Kenny's our best defender. But I think also that Jordan wasn't as active today. And again, I'm not trying to coach Chris's team by any means, but I think Kenny was more effective. And our switches were probably more effective today than they were at our place.
You said in Atlanta the other night that no one had ever seen Luke play as poorly as he did that night. 20 and 11 today, scored 6 of your first 10 points. Did you have a talk with him the last couple of days about that?
I said it openly in front of the team that we wanted Georgia Tech. And Luke, that's the worst game I've ever seen you play in your life. I mean, he's a senior, and I still didn't like the, you know, the charge when he had McMahon guarding. That's, you know, it's not a very smart play. So seniors, I jumped all over him for that because you don't do that. But Luke's a very bright young man, a very competitive young man, a young man who is willing to put it out there. And so I felt pretty comfortable in the fact that he would really bounce back and play well today.
And how important was it for him and also for the group that he was able to bounce back in the way he did, especially early out of the gate?
Well, if he doesn't bounce back and play well, we don't win. So if you care about winning, it was really important. If you don't care about winning, it wasn't much. But no, I think, look, they're 7 of 18 is not a good percentage, but 20 points, 11 rebounds, and he battles you, so that was really good.
Coach, it really seemed that, you know, the fast break points, only 8 fast break points. It seemed like half-court execution was excellent tonight. Just talk about, was that a focus to, really get us that half court and execute?
Not really. We really wanted to run the ball, but they have an option to play good defense and not let you get out, and they sprint back and get picked up. And they have a team that can guard multiple positions, so if they don't get the right man, they're still able to do it successfully. But I think we did a nice job. I don't call a lot of plays during the game, but I called 4 or 5 of them today, and miraculously a bunch of them worked. But our whole thing was really trying to run the ball, and if we didn't have that opportunity to get a shot that everybody on our team wanted the guy to take with the board covered, and I think second chance points, again, 18-3 is a huge number for us.
In the game in Chapel Hill, they were +9 rebounds. Today, you're +17. What would account for that 26 rebound swing?
Well, they beat us in every phase, as I said there, but we had greater effort, greater execution, greater concentration on our box outs and going after the ball. I mean, you look at us, Luke had 11, Cam had 10, Kenny had 5, Nasir had 6 and only played 15 minutes. I mean, it was a point of emphasis for us for sure.
Coach, what is it about Dwayne Sutton that just makes him so difficult to guard?
Well, he's a big-time athlete. He's a big old strong fella, and he can shoot the crap out of it from the outside. So he basically doesn't have any holes. But 7 for 12, 4 for 8 from the three-point line. He's hard to guard. When he starts driving you, it's hard for the guys to stay in front of him because he just sort of leans into you a little bit, and he's as strong as he can be, and so he can put the ball in either hand. At our place, one of the clips we showed our team, he made an outrageous left-handed drive, but he also made some threes, and I think Steve said he's the one that made 3 in a row when it's up. But I told him he had played at UNC Asheville, that was my hometown, so I knew of him when he played up there, but he's a big-time player.
Take one or two more.
Roy, I know you have high expectations for your team and where they should be right now. How would you assess where they're at right now after winning 5 games?
I asked a similar question after we'd won 4, and I said the same thing. I don't sit back and say, okay, this is where I want to be on January, whatever, February, whatever. We got to try to get better every single day. And this has been a nice run. But, I mean, we got beat so badly by Louisville last time. That lasted with me a long time. But I'm serious. 31 years as a head coach, I've never set a dream or a goal of where I wanted to be at a certain time. I just tried to think about getting better every single day. And, sometimes the schedule helps you. If you play a lot of games at home, or if you play some of the great teams early on like Clemson had, Virginia and Duke, and another game on the road, that's a hard schedule to play. But so I've never really thought too much about that. Just play your butt off and do it every day and see how you end up.
Last one, Greg.
Roy, with Leakey's injury, you needed 7th to play well. He was 4-0 today, assist turnover. Did you like what he did for you?
I thought in the first half he was extremely important to us. I asked Kobe, did Louisville make him mad or something in recruiting, because he hadn't played very well against them either game, but he was much better in the second half. I don't know what he scored. He had 0, I think, at halftime, but he got the rest of it in the second half. The 7th was huge for us during that stretch in the first half. Okay.
A couple things.